real-time entry. The problem is that the beats per minute is too high. The maximum is 300. I set for 270. And the problem is the game moves too fast. What I tried to do is I tried to use the regular beats per minute of 90 per second. 90 beats per minute, excuse me. And the problem with that is that the placement of the targets wasn't precise enough. So I said, okay, let's increase the beats per minute to 270. So that will allow me to fine-tune the timing on those targets. Here's the problem. Now the song goes too fast. You'll see how I do it in a second, but what's really interesting about it is I got a perfect score last time. Of course, I know the song, so obvious. And of course, it was just a bunch of circles. It was just one button, but anyway. You'll see how I do in a second. Here, actually. And that's the problem, is that the song goes too fast, or at least the targets appear too fast. So there's a lot less flexibility in terms of the timing, and that's going to make everything else harder because I can't be as precise as I want. So that makes things a bit more interesting. I'll be the first to admit that. But that raises the question of, can I do, say, triplets to make up for that, or maybe I can just do more long notes, because the drums are going to be a pain in my butt. But let's see how precise we can get with this. I'm going to do some more long notes. Well, let's see if we can do something simple, because the song basically starts here, so we'll start from the beginning, see how it goes. Yeah, it starts pretty much from the end of bar 1. See if I can do some long notes, actually. Whoops. Do I have to hold the button down for those long notes? Well, let's do something really simple. Like, let's hold down the button for a long period of time instead of just doing a straight drum beat. Alright, so we'll have a bit more fun with this. Real-time input from the beginning. We're going to hold the button down and see what the game lets us do. I mean, it's always possible for me to change this up later, so we'll see how it goes. I can't hold the button down. How do I start over? What if I said no? I want to start over. Don't. Never mind. So I can't hold the button down to do any of this stuff. But there are other ways to do. So I guess the real-time input is for like doing like very specific stuff. Let me try something a bit funky. So I'll lay down a drum line again, and then what I'll do is when I'm done laying down the drum line, I'll start adding those long notes and see how that goes. I kind of wish the game would have told me that earlier, but we'll figure that out. One step at a time. We have to use L1. Da. Yeah, those long notes are going to be really hard to hit. But it gives you some idea about where they should be in the song, I suppose. You have to hold down L1 to do a long note. And then so I guess what you can do is you can lay down, like I said, a first draft and then slide stuff around, change the target, that kind of thing. So let's do that again. Not that. So I guess what I can do is I can figure out the start of the long note and about where it would end. So let's see how it goes. Of course, we'll give them a little bit of a breather so we know where they can start. Gotta hold L1 for this. See what I mean? You're basically laying down paint, and it's kind of hard to figure out where it starts and where it ends. So you have to slide stuff around once we get to the edit mode. That's a framework. And I forgot to start them here. Just a second. Okay. So let's see where we can fix one of these and slide it around to the left or right. That's a long. Let me practice on one of these long notes. That one. That one's really long, so I want to do that one. And it kind of starts here actually, which makes this a bit more complicated. Presets? Oh, no, not what I want. Insert. So how do I make it a long note? Just a second. We have to hold the button down. Well, that's a lot. That's actually kind of useful. Alright. I can use the left and right stick to determine how long I want it to be. Okay. This is a bit more interesting. So where should this end? Okay, so I laid down a long note. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's not long enough. Can I just get rid of this? There we go. That's pretty darn precise. Alright. So where do I want it to start? Alright, I can do that. Slide it over. I can slide this. Do you slide on all your nights like this? How long should it be, though? Maybe over here? Nope. Hold. Yeah, how long should it be is the question. So it's got to stop before bar 13. Alright. Alright, so we're starting to get the idea. Hold. There. Alright. Do a test. Close. Inside. It's gotta be inside. There we are. Preview. Close. Alright, so that's probably as good as it's going to get. So let's do a quick test. So we have a long note and a couple of... preceded by a couple of short notes, so we'll see how that goes. Of course, we know how the song starts, right? Whoops. Halfway through line 7. Okay, let's go to bar 7 and let's get that started. At the end of bar 7. It's a long note. Da -da -da. Well, it's normal input, so. So we'll do the long one. Okay, so we can do that. So let's, whoops. Might be too long. Let's see how long it should be. Yeah, that's way too long. What? Just a second. Yeah, it's a very short note. Okay, so we'll start it here. Like that. If I could just duplicate it, I know that'd be great, but that's not how this works. Maybe I can duplicate, I just don't know how. Alright, start over from the beginning. Okay, close. I gotta slide that one over a little bit. It's not that long. Alright. Yeah, start a bit over here, maybe. Let me go over here. Yeah, well, I'll fix that later. Good enough for now. Okay, it starts too late. Way too late. Good enough, right? Close. Good enough. So we'll start over there, see if we can get to the long note. Okay, that's not what I needed. Alright, but that's a good start, I suppose. I could just hold the button down for 2 notes instead of just 1, but that's easy mode. We're gonna do that just yet. We're practicing, come on. No. Alright, but we're close. That's pretty much all that matters at this point. Because the idea is we did practice with the drum notes, and those are way too precise. They're very difficult to do when the speed is this fast. And we can of course do long notes, which are easier to kind of practice with. Let's see if I can see how far back I can go. It's kind of weird. Okay, we got to start that one later. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, that one's too late. The second batch is too late. Okay, so let's, so that one starts fine. So we're going to drag it a bit earlier, make it a shorter note. Nope, too long. You're starting to see how this works, right? Some of these long notes are too long, so I gotta shrink them a bit. Doesn't have to be incredibly precise, but it helps. Okay, I'm keeping the notes held down for too long, so it seems to be the problem. Just before bar 12. Like that. It's probably good enough. Wait. Bit earlier. Right around here. Okay, I can't put that there. You can't overlap, huh? Okay, fine. Earlier and then over there. Wait, what? Yeah, that's... Maybe I can just do a long note for 2 notes instead of 1. Let's practice that. I got this. No. Let's move that. Let's make that long note long and keep it long. Okay, that one's at the end of the second one. $17. All right. Halfway through line 17. We'll fudge it if we need to. That's actually a good long note. Alright, so we'll stop that. Okay. So we'll practice some hold for one, long 1 notes and long 2 notes. I don't even know if that's a real word. I'm just making it up. Wait, that wasn't it. It's actually a good long note. Alright, so we'll practice on those. Because I kind of want to see if I want to hold for 1 note or hold for 2, and then of course I can practice, you know, doing compound notes, you know, whatever. Triplets. Fucking triplets. Yeah, how about long to short? Like long, then short. Like long, then medium, then short. You know, instead of just doing random longs like that. So basically, you hold one line, you hold 1 note for 3 or 4, and for 3 or 4 notes. I guess that makes a long 4 note, something like that. Yeah, that makes this a bit more complicated because I'm immediately thinking, okay, do I hold the first note for 4 or the first note for 2? You know, complications. Yeah. Of course, at this speed, it's also harder to determine the release point of these notes, which is always fun. Yeah, because you're holding down forever for 3 out of the 4 notes, and it's kind of weird. All right. We're starting to get the idea. Okay, so what else can I do that's important? Because I don't even know how to do triplets. What's the point of even doing a triplet? Like a triplet at the start of bar 7, maybe? Call it a quarter note. Alright. So how does that work? Yeah, we'll call it an 8th note. I don't even have to do an 8th note, but I can do that. Yeah, I don't even have to do an 8th note. So what happens during the triplet, then? That's probably I don't understand. It might just be a bonus. Like a hard mode. Like if you want to get the in-between, if you want to get the tweener notes in between the long notes. Just a second. Alright, so the triplet wasn't actually inside there, so I guess I have to put 2 notes inside the triplet? Is that how that works? I'll peek at it, see how it goes. This gets incredibly complicated, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be complicated, I'm just making it complicated. So if it's a triplet input, then what notes do I put in here? Okay, I turned on the triplet, so now what? So now it's on. So I've determined the span of the triplet, so now what? Targets. Insert targets. Oh! Well, that actually makes things a lot more interesting. 'Cause now I can get a lot more precise then, right? So I can add quarter notes and 8 notes to a 90 beat per minute song. Well, that actually makes things a lot easier, actually. Alright, so I feel better. So in that case, let's do something here. Okay. So if I can do that, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off this recording. I'm going to muck around with this a bit more. Do some 90 beat per minute stuff with triplets in between to kind of fudge the notes a bit. See what I can do.